Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. We are live, people. Yeah. All right. A couple minutes early, but I wanted to test things out, make sure there was no technical difficulties. I'm glad I got right on easily. So I'm just going to kind of jump right into it. Before we started the live with Fix That Crown Stephanie, I wanted to first take a couple of seconds in respect to the recent activities that are going on right now, guys. As you guys see, Beirut just was attacked, bombed. I don't know what to call it. The news is saying they don't know what to call it. But I just wanted to take 60 seconds. Yemen, things that are going on in Yemen right now. I know there's a lot of protesting going on. You know, we're still advocating. We're still out there working. So we'll just take a couple seconds. Alright guys, it's about 60 seconds. Now before we jumped in, I just wanted to express and share with everybody that I appreciate everybody following the journey. I wanted to share that there's a reason and there's a purpose that I continuously work with myself as far as getting on and making these videos and talking about these certain topics. Times have changed, guys, and you know, I don't think anything is going back to normal anymore or the way that it used to be. So it's really important for us, I feel, to, you know, really sit back and really think about where we're going with, you know, our lives and, you know, how are we helping not only ourselves but others. So yeah, I really encourage everybody to pray, build your relationship with God, continue your relationship with God. I'm sitting here telling you guys this right now, but I'm also going to tell you and expose myself. I'm not the best at my praying. I'm not the best of my relationship. I'm working at it. I've been doing really, really great. I'm actually super proud of myself. I've been consistently reading my Bible in the morning, reading my Bible in the evening. But again, don't get me wrong. Like Monday I was slow, yesterday I was a little slow, but I got it done. Monday I didn't really get my 30 pages that I usually do per day done, but that's okay, you know what I mean? The goal and what we need to do is just keep going, you know, keep going. And it's so crazy for me, again, to say that because I'm not that person that's gonna keep on going, you know? Sometimes I hold myself back, I stall myself back, so just keep going, build your relationship, you know, and just be kind, be loving, you know. So yeah, besides that, as you guys know, as I said again, Beirut, there are some stuff going down over there. They're in a humanitarian crisis, so if you guys look out for some legit spots where you guys are donating, you know, any money that you guys can donate it, any food that you guys can donate, any kind of certain thing that's going on. I'm still researching a good and a valid program or people that are in touch over there and that are accepting services and need services, so stay in tune for that. But you guys always do your homework as well, like always research and see what's going on and figure, you know, see what it is. But I'll be posting a couple other videos in regards to that. And then I just wanted to talk while we wait about some stuff that I'm doing during quarantine. You know, like most of us are working, some of us are, you know, staying at place and home, some of us are not listening. But I wanted to really encourage everybody to really learn some new things and also work on yourself. Like me myself, I am taking this time to learn new things. I have a book that talks about emotional health, and so that's really important to me because I'm a super emotional person and I need to balance that out in order to survive throughout the day. So that's super important, and that's something that's new that I'm actually studying and learning. So that's one thing. I'm studying the English and Spanish dictionary, which is crazy, but it's word by word, and I'm studying that, which is cool. And then I'm also working on my health as well. I'm starting to work out. I'm not perfect at it. I just started. Maybe it's gonna be a month already, or a little bit over a month. I'm working at eating cleaner, being conscious of the things that I'm eating, being conscious of the places that, you know, what I'm eating is coming from. So all that good stuff. Boom, boom, boom. Don't forget to get your water, get some snacks, kick back. We have about like 5 more minutes. I just wanted to come on early just to set everything up, make sure everything went good. What's up, Brent? Official Brent Cruz. Hola. What is this notification here? Requests. Dune. Hi, Uncle Mario. Hello, hello. How is everybody doing? I just jumped on early. I have a live going on at 2:30 p.m. our time, Pacific Standard Time, but I just jumped on a little bit early just to test things out and make sure they were going good. How you doing? How you doing? So yeah, man, really just taking some time for yourself. I know it's difficult times, it's challenging times, and I want everybody to understand that, like, it was really difficult for me to come on and start making videos again and going on live, most especially, like, woo, live, you like live mistakes. Hello, somebody. But it's cool, you know what I mean? There's a lot of important things that are happening right now, and I want to be a part of you know, just educating and just sharing information, and, you know, just looking out for each other, and really just breaking the barriers, you know, that we may have between anything. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. How are you guys doing? Tell everybody I said hello. Grandma, Ma, JC. God bless you too. God bless you too. Thank you. Thank you. Brent, what are you doing? Official Brent Cruz. Thank you, Uncle Mario. I appreciate it. Thank you. But yeah, so really just learning new things, working on new things. It's a struggle, man. Like, I have never, like, truly put, like, effort or just time into working on myself. What's up, Gabby? Hey. But yeah, I never really put time and effort into working on myself. So having done it now, like, I mean, obviously, you know, you do it every here and there, you try to, but these kind of things usually us as humans slip off of, and we don't really truly focus on the specific and the real needs that we need to focus on and really work at it. So it's a challenge, you know. Some days are harder than others, but it's just about pushing yourself to the limit, pushing yourself all the way. For me, my issue is, again, like I was speaking earlier about learning how to maintain your emotional health. My issue is that I always get, like, my emotions get to me, and the more and more I realize that, the more and more I, like, kind of talk smack to myself and, like, girl, like, you got this. Like, what are you doing? Like, what are you talking about? Yes, self-care. Always. So yeah, that's my issue. That's what strains me, and, you know, there's a lot of people that go through that as well, you know. It's just a matter of balance. It's just a matter of taking inventory. My cousin Snoop Doggy Dog, Kev Dog, he continuously shares with me and tells me, reminds me, that we got to take an inventory, you know. We got to take if we really want to truly work on ourselves, we have to take an inventory, and we have to see which one is helping us and which one isn't. And we have to replace those ones that are not helping us with more of stuff that are helping us. And I just want to remind everybody, because I'm, like, super felt like this as well, is that baby steps are the biggest steps you can do. baby steps, taking it small, starting off small. And trust me, again, I'm that person, like I want to take everything on, like 10 projects at one time, and I'm only like on project number 3, and I don't even know what like project 5 is about, but I took it on. I'm doing it, and I'm like, what the heck? So yeah, just taking it small, taking it slow, but keep on moving. Don't quit, don't stop, just keep on moving. Thank you, Uncle Mario. God bless you too. Thank you, thank you. Um, so it's 2:30. So our co-host should be pulling up anytime soon. But yeah, just follow, stay tuned until after the live. I'm gonna take a couple minutes just to kind of close the live out and let you guys know a little bit more of what I'm doing. And just follow up. I would appreciate it if you followed up with the journey. Like I said again, this is something that is not easy for me, but I also think that is super necessary for not only myself but everybody out there. Again, there's a lot of things that are going on, and I think it's really just time for us to do our own part in our own little way. I'm not saying, to go out and like, do all these big things or whatever. I mean, you could be at home and you could be doing one little thing that can help. So, yeah. Thank you, Uncle Mario. God bless you too. Yes, I can. We can do it. We both can do it. So I'm just going to be reminding you guys, please, 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 throughout the live, share this live, share it with your friends, share it on your timeline. Make sure you get this live out as much as possible. There's a lot of good information that we're going to be talking about. So yeah, share it up, share it up. What have you guys been doing during sheltering at home time? Uncle Mario playing 2K. I wonder if I can add. You guys let me know if you can see the questions that I'm post. Questions for your viewers will show up here. Boom, boom, boom. Da-da-da-da, boom, boom, boom. Of course, Uncle Mario. Enjoy, enjoy. Get some rest. Keep in touch. Thank you, thank you. Enjoy your rest. Oh, here we go. I think we're live. I think we're live. Doom, doom, doom. What's up? Show the world. 671. Yo!
Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Good, good. Hold on. I'm just like trying to turn on my volume here. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good.
Good. Thank you for coming on, everybody. Fix that crown, Stephanie. I'm
Thank you for having
excited.
me.
Of course. You're like my 4th official live. So I'm like, ooh, top 5. So yeah, like I showed you, I just wanted to kind of go over the interview that you had, or the
Article?
what is it? Yeah, the article. See, girl, I'm like, I need to breathe. Let's breathe. I'm like jumping in already, like
That's
shh.
fine.
Here you go. But yeah, there were some points that I showed you in regards to the article, so I just thought that we would kind of go over those, and then you could just answer like whatever your response.
All right, let's go.
Yes. So in the beginning of the article, oh, by the way, which I'll put the link, if that's okay, if you wanted me to, on the live so that everybody can check it out and read it. It's super awesome, guys. I recommend you guys take a look at that, and then we'll talk a little bit more about how to contact you towards the end. But so yeah, in the article it was talking about like when you were growing up, you thought that like HIV was something that only gay or black people could get. And that really like stood out to me, and I wrote that down as like an important point because I wanted to share that even me myself, when I was younger, I felt that that was only with gay people. And, I'm in 1990, so that was in a time when things weren't really out like that. So can you like talk a little bit more on that?
Well, yeah, I mean, I grew up in a very religious household. My parents were Jehovah's Witnesses. So it was something that we really didn't talk about or really sit down and discuss. So I only went off of what I've heard or what I read, and unfortunately, that was my ignorance.
Right, yeah. I mean, I feel like it was like a whole like worldwide thing because like I said again, even when I was younger, like being gay, like, it wasn't really out like that. Mental health wasn't really out like that. Only until like in the 90s you started growing like 95, 2000, 2010 is when everything really started coming, but still yet, like I was telling my friend that I was just at the grocery store yesterday and I saw a magazine and it was like Kanye West's face, like, can I say his name? Oh, not sponsored. But Kanye West's face, like, on the magazine, and then it was saying like how he had like a mental breakdown or whatever, and it was just in big
Hmm.
lettering. And I just thought to myself, like, this is the reason why, we still look at mental health as like this crazy thing, crazy person, because of the language and, the things, that's happening, and then we expose it in that kind of way.
Of course, you only hear about something when it's negative.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that was crazy. I think that that was super important. Thank you for sharing that with me. And then also, throughout the article, you continuously talked about the stigma behind HIV as well. And I just wanted to see if you could touch base on that as well.
I mean, anything or anyone can become a victim of stigma. But with HIV, it's not written on your forehead. Um, so anyone can get it. It doesn't discriminate. It's not just black people or it's not just gay people. It's, females like me or, males. People are born with it.
Right. Yes, 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 yes. Yeah, and I was like, when I read the article, and I'm sorry, I'm like going like a little bit
No,
backwards
you're
here,
fine. You're
but
fine.
I didn't, introduce the magazine, there was an article in regards to you, so I just wanted you to kind of like touch base and like share whatever you wanted to about that as well.
Okay. Well, the article is very intense. When the article first kind of came out, I couldn't read it without crying. And it was just because that was something that I had to face and I had to become okay with it. With the whole stigma, again, just not knowing that people with HIV can become undetectable. That means I can't pass it to anybody I have relations with, or I can't pass it at all. So the chances are very slim to none. When people hear HIV, they think, "Oh my God, AIDS," or "Oh my God, how much time do I have to live?" Which that was my question when I found out, because I didn't know anything about it. But no, there comes a stage, if as long as you take your medicine on a daily basis, you become undetectable and you are a-okay as long as you take that one medicine every single
Yeah.
day.
Wow, yeah. And again, I did think backwards a little bit, but it's okay. It's like common error and we're still here, right? But I did want to share with you and everybody that when you messaged me, or when you sent the article after we were talking, oh, are we still connected? There we go. We're back.
Okay,
Okay.
yes.
Yeah. All right,
We
all
had a
right.
really
Thought I
bad
lost you.
storm. No, we had a really bad storm out here last night.
Yo, thank you. Also, on top of thanking, like, yeah, man, because you guys just had, what was it called again? Isaiah's
I,
something,
I,
but it's there.
it's
Yeah, yeah,
there. It's
yeah.
here.
I know. Wow. Yeah, but thank you guys for still coming on. Anyways, But also what I wanted to say was that to share with you and everybody else as well is that when you messaged the article and then I finally got to it and I read it, I just thought like, wow, I wasn't thinking of like any that it was gonna be an article like that, and it just really made me appreciate more. And then I was like, I feel like I have to get on and like just talk with you and just educate myself a little bit more, just because there's so many things that are happening, and it's always good to share the information. And um, like you were saying, when the article first came out, it was hard for you to even read and not get emotional. So I really like applaud you and like commend you for like coming on and talking about it as well. And I always like to touch on that and talk on that, because even me, when I was testing out the live, making sure that it was good, I was saying like, hey guys, I hope you guys continue on the journey and like, keep in touch and stuff. And it is hard, it was challenging for me to like get on live or make videos or stuff like that, let alone talk about these serious things that we're talking about. So
Yeah.
I think we're doing good here.
You're doing awesome. I told you before, you are doing awesome.
Yes, yes, everybody appreciate it. So going on in the article, I thought that it was really awesome that I read that there was two nurses or two doctors that like
Yes.
really made you feel comfortable, and I thought that that was really nice and important of you to share and shout out on there. Not only especially in today because everything that's going on, but just in general, like working at a hospital or working with people just in general. So can you share a little bit of your experience of the kindness there?
Yeah, so when I did find out, when I got my diagnosis, I was so ignorant. I just started, freaking out, getting so anxiety, like my anxiety was off the roof. I all of a sudden turned on a switch of it's airborne. So when those nurses came in just to see how I was doing, I like freaked out. I was like, "Oh my God, no, I'm HIV positive," and you know, that was my my mind or my
Your mindset, your
opinion,
energy.
yeah, my opinion on HIV patients. And they came in and they one of the nurses gave me a big hug and she said, "You're going to be fine." And it took me a couple of days to kind of wrap my finger around it, but I can never say that I I prepared my mind to not drop to the floor and become into this dark place. I just kept telling myself that. And little by little, I became very open about it. I still have
Wow.
sex.
Yeah, that's like an important question that everybody asks, right? Because the people wonder.
Yes, it still happens.
Yeah. Wow, yeah, so that's good. See, and I think it's important to share as well, like you said, um, how you said you're ignorant of just not knowing, so you're freaking out because you're like airborne. And I think like, what do you think as well? Like that just shows just not only with you, but just with all of us, just the lack of like education and just the lack of knowledge of that, which I feel like is also important just because it's a part of like sex education, should be at least.
Yes. I mean, I remember growing up, I don't even think sex ed was anything other than the use of a condom, taking a baby home that I had no idea why I was taking this baby home. And it wasn't even a baby. I think it was like some kind of like
Sack of rice,
fruits or something,
sack of
something.
potatoes.
No idea. Thank God I never had to go through that class. But yeah. But that's what
Yeah,
I
that's
remember
so.
sex ed being about.
Oh my God. It's like I don't want to laugh about it because that's like no education there, but at the same token, it's the truth. Like how you're saying, like it was we were take home a baby in one of the classes that I went through in high school. They let us take care of like an egg throughout the whole like day in school, and I'm like, what the heck? But that's totally true. I think that it's important for maybe like I think that it would be super cool if they had like people like you and just people in general who wants to learn about the topic and like coach or like share that, like getting that kind of education off of experience, or even people who are studying it and literally following up to try and like make a change within it, get into
Yeah,
like I said, schools again and workplaces, just literally everything. That would be a whole nother level there. And I
little by
think we're
little.
getting somewhere with all these topics as far as like, sex education or mental health and things like that. But I think we need to like start taking off
Move
there
it
because
on,
we
right?
all know it. Yeah.
Yeah, but
Like
I
I
mean,
try
HIV
to
is something that's just not talked about at all. And unfortunately, it's out here. A lot of young women are having unprotected sex, thinking that, they're the loyal ones and everything's loyal. And they're just, I mean, you can love someone through a condom. So,
yeah.
I mean, I just feel that there is no education whatsoever.
Do you ever think of like things or ways or just thoughts of like, how you can educate, or like thoughts of like how you think places like schools or like workplaces can kind of like start go like painting a pathway to education?
Yeah, well, I know there's a lot of centers out here. I just moved here not too long ago, maybe a year. And I I've seen a lot of outreach programs that they do have. I'm hoping that once COVID has, opened, let us open the outside, I'll go ahead and, try to network as much. Again, I am open about it. I do talk about it. Um, so yeah, once it's all open, putting
Yeah.
in drive and going.
Yeah, 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 yeah. So the last part of the article, I really enjoyed reading when you were talking just about acceptance and like the anti-stigma and like self-love and stuff like that. Can you share your experience with that and like, any advice that you may have for those kind of working and struggling at getting there?
Yeah. Um, I'm a very outgoing person, very bubbly. I can talk to anyone without, any hesitation. Um, I think having a good support team, and not only thousands of people, but just find at least one other person that you're able to discuss anything with. Now, when I found out, I did have a really good support team. My friends, my family, my closest my closest family. So my sisters, my parents, my best friends, they're very supportive. Um, but even though someone can tell you it's going to be okay, it's going to be okay, we don't feel that until we feel that it's going to be okay. So I did have, some self reflection to do of, okay, well, we can't take it back. So if we're going to dwell on it, we're not going to grow from it. So I
So
just
what
made
can
sure
yeah.
that I was okay. And I stopped putting anybody above me. It was what do I want to do today? What's gonna make me happy today? And then little by little, I started to write a lot. This I do recommend. Just
Oh,
writing,
okay.
just writing. Even if it's the dumbest shit ever. It doesn't
Yo, I
matter.
got you. I love
Just
writing too,
write it.
man.
Just write it.
I've been like coming across a lot of people that continuously talk about like they love writing or they do journaling. I just talked to a lady and scheduled a live for next week Wednesday, and she's actually writing a book. And I
Oh,
was like,
cool.
because I was telling her like I've always thought of writing a book. Like I thought it would just be fun. Like ever since I was younger, I just always loved doing like little poems or writing little songs. But it was always like poems for me, or I was always that person like writing letters. Right? I was
Okay.
like always writing letters all the time. And it sucks because it's like we don't really use the mail now because everything's through like technology. But
Yeah.
I've been getting back into like sending mail to like my family and like doing little letters, keeping up with like the nieces and nephews.
Yeah, you gotta keep doing it.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Again, whatever makes you feel good.
Yes, yes, exactly. I mean, I love that you brought that up just as part of like putting yourself first, self-loving yourself, and then, writing, doing something that makes you happy, because that's always good. And, sometimes we forget those little things that we enjoy doing, right? Because it's like
Right.
with me, like when I was working, I was piling myself like work, school, this and that and this, and I slowly but surely like, I would stop like reading because there just wasn't time, and I love reading. I would stop writing, you know what I mean? So.
Yeah. Well, don't stop. Keep going.
Yes, yes, yes.
Even if
Yeah.
it's just a letter to yourself.
Oh, yeah, I actually did the inner child challenge
Okay,
healing
okay,
thing.
okay.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Those are the videos I was making a little bit last month. So that was really challenging and that was really good. But yes, even writing a letter to yourself, it's always good. I like to sometimes listen to music will pump me up, going outside and getting some sunshine. We're starting to garden over here, so just some of that stuff as well.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Good points, good points. But last and finally as well, do you have any advice as far as like the young people out there, parents, young adults out there, anybody just as far as like what would be your best advice to give them in regards to HIV?
Um,
Or even just like sexual not sex knowledge in general, like all
um,
the.
wear protection. Um, wear protection, get tested, ask questions. I'm sorry, this sun is like ridiculous today. Um,
Yeah.
um, get tested. Someone that has multiple partners should get tested every 3 to 6 months. Um, ask questions, talk about it, and just protect yourself. I mean, you might be loyal, but the next person not, isn't as loyal as you are. You don't know what they're doing. It's just better just wear a condom.
Right. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. And I think it's important as well. And I'm saying this because I'm talking to myself, and I know there's a lot of us out there as well. But I think that it's important for us to learn these kind of things, not only like when we get, like deal with it or somebody we know deals with it, but just in general, because it overlines just like important topic, right? Like sex and like even especially
Mm-hmm.
with young people now is more important as well. There's so much information with the internet and just technology and everything. Like I feel like there's a lot of information at our fingertips that there should be no excuse as far as
I
like just getting
Google.
educated
Google
on.
is, yeah, Google is there. You can
Mhm.
basically
Mhm.
Google anything and it will show.
Seriously, like that.
Yeah.
So So thank you so much for answering all those. I really appreciate it. Again, I'm going to leave the link in the description on the live so that way anybody can check it out. And then I wanted to jump into the questions that I had as far as like
Oh
advice for
man.
the youth. Drum roll, please. I just want to point out, thanks so much, Steph. I know that, the questions, every time I ask somebody, they're like, oh man, I need a second for that. Or like, oh, that's a good question, But I think it's really important, and I just kind of want to again pat us in the back for being able to talk about this and willing to talk about it and being willing to share as well. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
Not a
And
problem. Thank
jumping,
you.
of course, jumping into it, if you could tell your teenage self one thing, what would that be? Ding.
One thing would be safe sex. I tell myself that every single time. Safe sex. What if I would have just used a condom? And don't get into
Wow.
debt. I have those too.
Don't get into debt. Okay, yeah, heck yeah. There you go. Boom. Yeah. yeah, no, I think that's really important. And then the follow-up question to that was, if you knew then what you knew now, how do you feel it would have been for you? I mean, I know we can't rewind the past, but
Of
sometimes it's
course.
good as a, you know what I mean? How would you feel if you knew? What do you think it would be like?
I think that I would have made less mistakes. Even though I don't regret it because I think I'm more stronger now than I've ever been. And I think there's reasons why things happen. And I wouldn't be the badass bitch like
Yes, I wrote it on here like the introduction, which I didn't even use, and I was like, she's a humble back A queen. Yes, I feel it. The comments are going off too. They're like, yes, sis, period. My cousin. Thank you, Brent. Thank you.
Thank
Um,
you.
but yeah, so just to follow up with that, and I know you said your advice as far as safe sex, that would be your advice, but now that you talked about, what would have been then, comparing it as far as, with the struggles and stuff like that, you were saying that it made you stronger, right?
Yeah.
So with that, because I feel like these questions always lead to that, like, oh, but it made me a better person, it made me a stronger person, it made me more conscious, it made me more able to share with you. What kind of advice would you tell others as far as like patience and being
It gets
kind, being
better.
okay?
It gets better.
Simple.
Um,
Boom.
it gets better.
No more, no
There's,
less.
yeah, no, it gets better. You become a different person within you, and you stop worrying about what people say, what people may think, or their opinion becomes so irrelevant that I'm like, okay, okay, because I mean, I probably haven't been through the worst, but I've been through some shit. So it's just
Yeah,
it just makes you like weave out the bad ones from like the rip. Like hey, I have HIV. Mm, do I want to be your friend? Okay, bye. There, no time wasted.
man. It's so crazy that you share that, and you said it so perfectly, because it kind of hurts me sometimes, but that's when I gotta, like, because I'm like this emotional person, but I have to like use my brain as well at times. It hurts me when we like have to go through these certain things to like identify like who's there for you, who's not for you, or whatever, like I feel like we've become so far away from like connection and just like, real support, which I'm not saying that, it's anybody's fault or anything. I think it's just the lifestyles that, have become and that like we've come into and stuff. But again, thank you so much. It's super important. You said everything on
Yes.
point. And that just goes to show everybody, be taking notes. Brent, he's like, speak, sis. Take some notes, boy. You need all these notes.
Yeah. And you
um,
know what? I've something that I do want everyone to know that it's okay. It's okay to talk about things. You know, I don't know what you're going through. You don't know what I'm going through. Me being open, I've gotten messages through Instagram like, I feel this, or, I'm HIV positive, but how do I, talk about this? And that's how I started. I found a lovely young lady who lives in New York, and she's been HIV positive since she was 19 years old. And if she wasn't out there and public about it, her Instagram is open positively open. That's her Instagram. If she
okay.
wasn't open about it and shared her story, I I wouldn't I don't think I would have been okay as much as I am today.
Wow.
So I
Yes.
mean, and I've gotten messages of young ladies, 19, a 17-year-old girl. She just didn't know, what to do. She really couldn't, tell anybody, and she just needed somebody to listen to her. And I did just that. Is just listen and know that, there's other people just like you out in the world.
Yes, yes. Say it, speak it. Everything you're saying is just on point because, again, to touch on it, and for everybody that's watching and it is going to see this video, it's super important for us to just reach out and just be okay with it. Be kind to
Mm-hmm.
yourself and again, yeah, just reach out and just talk about because it is okay. And
Yep.
I talking about this topic, it's safe to say for those who are educated on it, for those who are going through things, for those who have been through things and have overcame, now more than ever, I feel is like a super important time for all of us to just get out there. And I think I'm like talking to myself more than anybody, just because, like I said, I used to do like videos and go online like MySpace and like when Facebook first came out. And
I
you know what I
remember
mean?
MySpace.
Man, I was all like talking and being on there and stuff like that. And then eventually, like, I just kind of lost confidence. But now it's like there's so much going on right now. I see all the different protesting going on right now. I see all the different, war and just struggles. There's so many people that are hurting out there. So we all, like I was saying in the beginning when I was testing, the technology, we all can lend a hand in our own little way. It doesn't have to be something big or something crazy. And I know that, society always tells us that it has to be like this big, perfect thing. But like we're all here to tell all of us that no, like one little
Yep.
thing can go a big way. And it was going to be my ending topic, but I think it's important to say it now with you here, just because you said it all already, is anything that we may be going through, somebody else can be seeking that help, or somebody else can, be seeking somebody to hear them out on that. So if we're willing to, I know it's not hard. That's why I'm saying it again, and I'm going to continuously say it, Steph. Thank you so much for coming on and talking about all these topics. I know, again, it's not something that's easy. There's things that I have gone through as well that I am starting to be open about, and I feel like it's really important. And I don't know. I think it's just like, because I'm like, my birthday's coming up in October. I'm
Oh
turning
my
30.
God.
So I think it's like, yo, like that, again, stigma or society of like, what you doing? But I'm like, I'm cruising. What you doing?
That's awesome. You're awesome. I love what you're doing. Keep it up. Keep doing what you're doing.
Yes. Yes, yes, of course. The comments are going off. Monica said we need to speak about our hurts so we can heal and help others. Yes. Say it
Yes.
again. Say it
Mm-hmm.
twice. And like we were talking about, it's so hard, right? It's so challenging because we believe that like people are gonna judge us or like we're gonna look crazy, but it's always super important. But anyways, lastly, can you tell us where we can find you? I know you got the article and everything, and then you got the business coming up. You did a
I
launch or
know.
something? Was that a couple
I
days ago, last weekend? You
yeah,
want to talk about what you're doing?
um so the only thing that I have really is Instagram. I'm really not a techie person. I mean, you know how I am with my text messages.
I'd be like, I don't want to mention the same thing again, but this is a friendly reminder. And you're super open about it, so thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm the worst person. I mean, if it's really, really important, everybody knows to hit me with the
They know how to get it.
the double text message. Just because I'm usually not really much on my phone. I'm not doing much on social media yet. Um, but it's coming. So it's coming.
Yes, yes. But you started your business already, right?
Yeah, so I have a
Are you guys
cleaning
working on it?
business. Yeah, and
Yes.
then my jewelry business is I'm still in working progress, but it's getting there. Like I just have the
Okay.
website kind of going.
Okay, okay. So and then your Instagram is fix that crown _ Stephanie. So everybody hit her up. Guys, ask her some questions. Go read the article. I'm going to leave the link in the description, like I said, again. And again, Steph, I want to thank you so much for coming on. These
No
hard topics,
problem.
these very
Yeah,
important topics.
I appreciate you.
Of course. You enjoy the rest of the day. Good luck in the storm, man. Is it kind of slowing down over there?
Yeah, it's good now. It was all last night. There was a lot of places where like lost power and like trees and are falling and stuff, but I'm still good. I mean, I didn't have to, some people, there was like a tornado warning, so people had to kind of take cover, but I was okay. Thank God.
Yeah, we still rocking it. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'll talk to you again. We'll
All
follow
right,
up.
Lily. Yes,
Enjoy the
ma'am.
rest of your day. You too.
Bye.
Bye bye. All right. All right. All right. Brent. Yes. All right, guys. So, whoo, dang. Thank you again, once again, Stephanie. You guys can follow her Instagram, fix that crown underscore Stephanie. She's awesome. She's amazing. Like she mentioned, she has a cleaning business going on. She has a jewelry business going on in progress. So just reach out if you guys have any questions. So before we go, I wanted to close it out with you guys. Just to let you guys know, thank you guys again so much for following the journey. Thank you guys for showing love on my videos and my posts. I try my best to release or create, informative and important topics that are important to me. And the overall goal for me is to get this information out to as much people as possible, especially as much young people as possible. My goal in the very long future is to create a program that's free for you to come and learn life skills, to connect them with resources that may be all throughout our city. We're starting off small, but then we're eventually going to take it out internationally. Um, and with that said, just want to take a second, remind myself to process. So I wanted to leave you guys with a couple of messages. One of them being to take care of yourself, make sure everybody's taking care of themselves. We're still going through rough times right now. There's a lot of other places that have it worse than others. Not saying that, there's a level as to that or anything, but just make sure we're taking care of ourselves, truly taking care of ourselves, eating clean, moving around, getting some sunshine, having some fun, visiting some family, hanging out with some friends, just whatever it is that makes you happy and you want to do, go ahead and just don't forget to do that. And then I also want to say, do what you can. Again, there's a lot of things going on right now. There's a lot of issues and a lot of topics that are arising right now. I think it's all important that we pay attention. And with that, I want you to know that whatever you do to give out and contribute to yourself or anybody else, I want you to know and I want you to believe that it is enough. I want you to believe that it is enough, even though it's nothing huge. I wanted to do this big thing and send this big gift to a friend of mine. It was a kindness challenge that I was doing. Then I went to the store and I saw this little gift thing that was already put together. There was a couple things in it, and I was like, it's tiny, but it's cool, and it reminded me of her, and I know she'll enjoy it. So believe in what you're doing is good enough. Never let yourself down. Never put yourself down. And once again, thank you very much for following the journey. You guys stay tuned. I'm going to be coming back again next week, Wednesday. This is Wednesday Interviewing and Testimony. I am out.